Hello everyone, today we will discuss hemoglobin, a very important topic for revision. Hemoglobin is the oxygen carrying pigment present in the RBC, and as a pigment it imparts the red color to blood, and as a carrying molecule it carries oxygen, as we have seen already in a previous video. So in blood it imparts the red color, but in peripheral blood smear, when you look a single RBC, it imparts the pink color. Is the hemoglobin is responsible here also? Actually no, because the concentration of RBC and hemoglobin matters actually. In blood, the concentration of RBC is almost 4.5 to 6.5 million per microliter, and this huge concentration and thereby the huge concentration of hemoglobin can produce visible wavelength of light, that is red color, to our eyes. But when we look for a single layer of blood cells as in peripheral blood smear, a single RBC, and its size is almost 7.2 micron diameter, this little amount of hemoglobin that is present inside a single RBC is not sufficient enough to produce visible light to our eyes. Actually, hemoglobin is eosinophilic in nature, and it takes the eosin stain from the Leishman stain. And we know eosin is pink in color, thereby hemoglobin or RBC gives pink color that is seen in Leishman stain under microscope. So the concentration is different from peripheral blood smear to blood. Blood gives red color due to the higher concentration of RBCs and thereby higher concentration of hemoglobin. Anyhow, we will here see the structure of hemoglobin mainly. Structurally, it consists of 4 subunits. Each of them contains one heme moiety linked to a polypeptide chain. And each heme moiety has a porphyrin structure, and thereby the tetrapyrrole structure is constituted. And each heme moiety has linked to a iron atom via N atom. We will look a very simple diagram, and this diagram is from Debashish Pramanik physiology book, and this is the structure of heme, one single heme moiety. This is the tetrapyrrole structure, that is single pyrrole molecules are joined to another by methionine bridge, and each of them have been joined to ferrous ion by nitrogen atom, and thus 4 heme moieties constitute to form a single hemoglobin, and thereby obviously 4 globin has to be joined. Hemoglobin has 2 parts, heme and globin, as we already know. Now coming to the types of hemoglobin. In hemoglobin electrophoresis, there are various types of hemoglobin found. Among them, the majority of hemoglobin is adult hemoglobin type, and among them HbA and HbA2 are 2 important. Here the difference of various types of hemoglobin is only due to the types of globin, because the overall structure of heme is constant. Only the globin, the 4 globin chains, they vary in nature. In HbA type there is alpha 2 and beta 2 globins, and in HbA2 there is alpha 2 and delta 2 globins are present. Another type of hemoglobin is fetal hemoglobin, that is commonly regarded as HbF, and it has alpha 2 gamma 2 type of globin chains. Embryonic hemoglobin, another rare types of hemoglobin. It may be either hemoglobin Portland, which has eta 2 gamma 2 globin chains. Hemoglobin Goward type 1, it has eta 2 epsilon 2. Hemoglobin Goward type 2, it has alpha 2 epsilon 2 type of globin chains present. Now coming to some biochemical correlation, that is synthesis of hemoglobin. Here I have seen a very simply diagram. First, succinyl-CoA along with glycine with the help of ALA synthase produces alpha amino beta ketoadipic acid, and with the same enzyme it ultimately produces ALA, that is delta amino levulinic acid, and along with another ALA molecule it contains to form porphobilinogen. This porphobilinogen ultimately produces hydroxymethylbilin, then uroporphyrinogen, then coproporphyrinogen, protoporphyrinogen, and ultimately protoporphyrin. This protoporphyrin joins with iron to form heme, and thus 4 heme and 4 globin chains together constitute one single hemoglobin molecule. So this is the very basics of hemoglobin. We will discuss later the functions of hemoglobin and disease related to hemoglobin in another videos. Thank you guys for watching.